Let's spend some 30 minutes, 30 meaningful minutes together. It's your girl, Coach E, coming to you guys. I just want to come on here to tell you what you are missing. You're leaving a lot of money on the table. I'm not sure why, but let me help you understand. And let's see if I can put some money in your bank account. All right, come on in. If you have not established your DNA business, you might as well want to consider starting your DNA business. It costs you nothing. You only need your time, your mind, maybe a few dollars here and there, because you do have to invest in training and portal access, of course. Because when you do reach out to the lab, you do have to set up your lab account. So for sure. But let's talk. Let's talk. Come on in. Come on in. Let me help you. Let me show you what you are missing. Let's see if I can share this video. Okay, I just shared this live, so let's see if we can have some people jump on. Come on, everybody, let's talk. This is okay. Experimenting. Awesome. Okay. Hey, it's good to explore. All right, come on in. Come on, guys. Just wanna. I'm live. Yeah, watching me. Okay. All right, guys. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. It's your girl, Coach E. For those of you that are so brand new, you don't know me. My name is Elizabeth, but you can call me Coach Eli. I am a business startup expert. I help individuals to start, grow a profitable business. Mainly, let's put it under the diagnostic lab umbrella. So, in a diagnostic lab, for those of you that are new, hey, Michaela, in the diagnostic lab, you, Barbara Allen. Hello, I feel like I've seen that name before. In a diagnostic lab, you have the possibility, the tendency to start a DNA drug test, a DNA business, a drug testing business, fingerprint business, blood drug collection business. There's so many startup business that you can start. Yes, Miss Barbara, how are you? So, guys, allow me to share some tips with you. Some of you don't know that it costs you less than $500 to start a DNA business, and you have the potential to make about $10,000 or more. $10,000 just on the minimum side, not to exaggerate or what have you. These are potential, right? So with the DNA business, what you're doing is testing, helping families to unite to determine relationship. A lot of people needs to know if a child belongs to them, if this cousin belongs to them, maybe they are missing a parent and they don't know who their family is or something, different types of situations. They need a DNA testing, and that's about the only guaranteed way you can test, right? Unless you know who give birth to you. So mothers typically don't be, because women knows who, they know their child, right? But when it comes to men, when it comes to external parties like, grandparents, uncles, what have you, siblings, they don't know and they have a need to know. So, and let me tell you something, this is so much heavy on people's hearts. Like, people wants to know if this particular child belongs to them. So I encourage you to be in the business and help people connect the dots. That's what you're going to do. A DNA testing business, you don't require any special skill sets. All you need is a high school diploma. As long as you can read and understand, you can do simple buckle swap collection, you are able to run and operate a successful business. All you are responsible for is collecting specimen, lab mouse swabs. When you send it to the lab sends you supplies. You don't have to pay for the supplies. The only thing you're paying for is your setup fee, the one-time payment portal access, because you do need to have access to a portal system. You do need to have access to where you can order more supplies. You can even do this business nationwide, meaning that you can connect with other collectors in other states. Since you guys are in the same connection, in the same portal, in the same network, you can use their help for collection. So if you have a client in another state, all you have to do is go in the portal system, look up the location, the address, see who is available for collection, call them, ask them for their fees, and you pay them, you which you would have factored in into your cost, right? Your total cost that you're going to charge your client. And you ask your client to, present themselves to the collection site, and you get this done. So you do have to have a portal access and how you can set up all those great stuff, which we will cover. But however, I just want you to let you know, guys, know that DNA testing is a lucrative business. You can make close to 10,000. Well, let's say 5 grand if you're just starting. Right. So you would pay the fees to the lab. So it's called the reseller fee. Typically, you would have to reach out to the lab to set up an account and you will become a reseller. If you go to the lab's website directly, you're going to get the typical fees like more than 5K. We make 25 grand every month doing DNA. But at a startup, I don't want to raise up your expectations, right? We got to set realistic goals, something attainable that makes sense, right? I can't just tell you 25 because you still have to build your business. You still have to do some sort of networking and marketing, which we cover in training. But yeah, 5 grand if you truly like boots on the ground, like you're ready to go, you're taking everything seriously, you took your notes, you're ready. And you don't have to quit your job to do this. Like you can still keep your 9 to 5 and still do this on the side. Because all the things that you're doing honestly is seamless. Like you don't have to, and you can do this on a mobile basis. Like you can even be on the weekends, like even after hours. A lot of families are looking for my training is 299. I have another training coming up when next month, no, this month on the 24th of this month. We just had a session last week, so there is another session coming up on the 24th, and it's 299. It's a 3 hours course, and you will learn all these things. But yeah, you would also need to factor in your one-time onboarding cost. I have a partner in a very good site. They are actually an accredited lab. Once you reach out to them, you are paying 185, just the one-time setup fee. If you go to this lab, like if you try to reach out to Alliance, that's the name of it. I don't even need to idea name. It's Alliance DNA Lab. If you reach out to Alliance, you're gonna pay more. But if you do have my certification, they give you a discount towards your onboarding cost, your fees. Right. So, but yeah, a lot of families are needing DNA testing. They need to know. With DNA testing, we have what we call the peace of mind. A lot of people just wants to know, is this child mine? Because like maybe the child is acting weird or doesn't look like them, or just have this funny behavior. Fathers, people wanted to know, and sometimes some grandparents also wants to know if a grandchild or grandchildren belongs to them, so they need to establish the relationship. So again, people are always looking. Also, what about the ancestry? You teach CPR, so you're already in the industry. You're already actually a foot in the door. So Miss Aria Osis, this is a good fit for you because you're already in people's faces. People already know you. You have a CPR business, so that's what we call leveraging. So you can leverage the same audience. A lot of people are looking to know, like, I want to take my ancestry DNA. I don't know where I'm from. I need to know. A lot of people that I come in contact with, they need to know where they are from. They are looking for ancestry DNA every day, and you can position yourself and help them and make money by giving them those answers, like, because people wanted to know where they are from. Some people are biracial, they are mixed, they don't necessarily know where they are from, and they need to know. A lot of people, when you ask them where you're from, I don't know, but I know I'm from here. So you help them answer those I don't know questions. So your business, your services is solving problems, right? It's solving problems. And like I said, DNA business is a low startup cost. You don't have to go back to school. There is no degree involved. Felony friendly, right? They don't check for no background, nothing. All you just have to do is know how to read and understand. We have so many niches in the DNA. We have the paternity. Also, like there are some testing that you can do that are court admissive, meaning that it's legally admissive. Like if people want to travel out of state and they don't have their birth certificate, they can go and get a court case or a court DNA, and they will get the birth certificates. Some children needs to go back to school. Some children, well, some people, when they were giving birth to some children, when they were giving birth to, their parents or their dad was not available, right? So if they need to have that dad on the birth certificate, these are all legal reasons, right? So you can also offer legal DNA testing and sensory. What about weight loss? A lot of people are looking to lose weight and they need to check out their DNA. What's causing this hiccups or delay or barrier in them losing weight, right? So a weight loss DNA will break down all their genetics and give them recommendations on the type of medications or the issues. Some people might be vitamin B or vitamin D deficient, right? So only your DNA test can help you understand. So the DNA has a lengthy, well robust profile, detailed analysis. So that's another thing that you can look into. You can market this to fitness centers, like weight loss nurses, like partner with IV hydration companies, and leverage and market. Like I would also give you guys a lot of tools, strategies to market this in our 3 hour training session, right? You will learn how to also market this state nationwide. Like I'm talking about in the whole 50 states of America. Once you partner with Alliance, you would have access to that portal and you'll be able to leverage using all the collection sites in the same network. And like I said, you can do this. It doesn't have to be in your state. Once you position yourself, a lot of people, you can do this on TikTok, social media, like what you're doing right now. I don't know how you got to land on this page, but what I did was share this video. So that's same concept, right? By educating people on this is something new. Are you interested? This is how we can help you solve this problem. The moment you position your business to solve issues, like I said, people are looking, but they just don't know that you are one like you're a stone away, right? So they can come and reach you and you can help them with that. You can partner with attorneys, right? It's a lot of people. Like I got had a call yesterday, an attorney was calling me because he has this case. It's also again a legal case about child custody, and what is the other one? Child support, right? It's a lot of people going through child support, going through divorce, going through child custody. And before a court system can give you custody to a child, they need to know the relationship. Are you truly the father? Before you can start paying child support, we need to establish that you are truly the father of this child. You can't just be paying child support. And you would imagine how many people are on child support right now. So again, the need and the demand for DNA testing because DNA testing services is enormous. You just have to understand who needs this product or this service and you market to the right people. And that's how you make money, in which we teach you all of this strategy. Again, there is another niche which is the immigration DNA. It's a lot of immigrants looking to bring in their family into the state, especially the lawful or the legal immigrants, right? So that's another very good niche with a DNA. I mean, to say an immigration DNA, you can make close to 1,000 on one client, and that's just 1,000, right? So let's go to numbers a little bit here. One DNA, let's just say peace of mind DNA. Let's just say somebody's guessing is this like I did a two DNA test today. One is peace of mind and the other one was collection, because you can also collect, right? Like I said, people will call you and say, hey, can you help us with this collection? You make your money by helping people do collection. If you also happen to have your clients, you can do the collection yourself, or you, if it's in another state, you can call up a collection site and they get the work done for you. But here, so this guy was like, oh, this baby, she's 2 years old. I don't want to start to develop this bond yet. I would like to know right away if this is my child or not. And I promise you, I guarantee it's a lot of families, it's a lot of men, it's a lot of individuals wanting to know. So the guy paid up because before you come to me, you have to schedule an appointment, and while you're scheduling you pay up right there. These are the things that I would also teach you, right? How to get your money up front before any appointment, so that way your time is, you're not wasting your time, right? Because some people will make an appointment and they won't pay or they won't show up, right? You have to do all that cancellation fee, yada yada yada. We don't want to get into all that. So make it more, just make it straight, legit. Do what you gotta do. Keep it simple. Let your review speak. So I asked him, how did you get to know me? I read your reviews. I think I like what I see. So I wanted to just go ahead and pay. It doesn't cost, right? So and I charged him 275. The lab is only charging me $88. That's how much I need to pay as a reseller, right? So again, 88 minus 275, that's how much I make, right? And you imagine if I do this twice a day for 7 days a week, so that's 275. So my mathematicians, if you're in the home, put in the chat what's my profit right there per month, per week, and multiply that by 4. That's how much you make. So like I'm saying, people wanted to know. So the guy said, before I develop this bond, this relationship with this child, I want to know if, because sometimes she acts this way. And I guarantee you, there's a lot of people like, they act this way. It's just for that reason. It doesn't have to be for multiple reasons, unless if it's a legal case or a court admissive case, or for child support, for child custody, for divorce, whatever. For inheritance, again, inheritance is another one, right? Where, again, their mom or dad passed away without having anything in paper or in writing for them. They can test to determine if that person is biologically their father, and if it is, the court get to, give them what they deserve, because again, these are all inheritance. So again, you will learn more as you go, and you will begin to see the need for this industry. So the guy came and he did the test, and we got paid right there. So people are needing. There is another one we call the grandparentage. The grandparentage is a type of DNA test where grandparents can also test, because let's say the father is not available, a mom or a grandmother or a grandfather can test. We can get those people's specimen to determine relationship. So again, when I teach my students, I always encourage my students to pick a niche. You have to niche down. Although you can do all these testing services, but as you begin to advance and you grow, let us know who you are. Let us know that we can come to you and we can get results, value. So we always say niche down. For me, my niche is in immigration, because I am an immigrant and I know where to go find these people, right? I know who is needing immigration DNA, and I get to charge them because I know that they will pay me, because I get to understand these people, because again, I'm an immigrant, right? So I specialize in immigration DNA. And like I said, one immigration DNA is $1,000. And that's how much I get to charge these people. And I get my money up front. The beautiful part with an immigration DNA is that you don't have to pay a reseller fee. That's the beautiful thing. You get to keep all that money. But with the other types of DNA that we have, you do have to pay the lab a fee, and the lab, right? So the lab is going to charge you, and you're going to charge your client, because you're the middleman, right? And you just pay the lab. Once you send in the specimen to the lab runs your specimen, they give you the result, then you give the clients the result. However, for an immigration DNA, it's slightly different, because again, that's immigration, right? Those are the Donald Trumps, right? So it's more very strict, and you do have to follow some certain guidelines, which I also teach separately. But yeah, you do have to, the first criteria is that the client needing the immigration DNA needs to have an immigration case, meaning that there is a petition they need to have. Without, thank you, area, without their petition, we can't give them an immigration DNA, because immigration is legal. Like, that's more advanced, and you have to do that through the USCIS, that's United States for citizenship, right? So once we have their case, once they are legit in the system and they're trying to get a petition with the United States government, then we can help them get an immigration DNA. So that's why the money comes to you directly, and they also have to pay directly. So they make two types of payments. So you have to inform your client before you start the process that they're gonna have to pay in two separate ways. So the first payment, once you do your collection, those money goes to you, and that's where I conveniently charge $1,000. Then the second way is where they also have to pay the lab directly, because again, it's part of protocol. The lab needs to monitor where those funds are coming in. We want to make sure that they're legit in America, right? Because you can't petition for your rights. One of the rights of an American, or one of the rights of a citizen, is your right to petition, the right to vote, the right to carry a firearm, the right to buy car, your rights to do other things as a citizen. You all know your rights, right? So one of the right is to petition, meaning that you can petition for a family member to live with you, to do what you have to do. Those are your rights as a citizen. So again, so yeah, so we need to make sure that these people are legitimately admitted in America. So they will need to pay the lab directly, and they also will pay you as the broker. So You get to make those money right there. And I always love DNA immigration because I get to charge a lot of money because, again, because I know I'm an immigrant, right? We know that this comes with consultation, and that's how much it costs. Because you look at it, that's how America make their money. That's actually how America make their money. Let me say that again. Let me say it again. America is rich today because they have a lot of immigrants that pays the system, taxpayers. But we're not gonna get into complexity because this is just DNA. I'm gonna keep it simple. But so yeah, immigration pumps a lot of money into American system. So that's why I know, right? So I get to leverage because am when I was also petitioning, I know how much it cost me to petition, right? So that's how much it costs, $1,000 right there. Let's just keep it simple. Let's not complicate it. So again, DNA testing business is so lucrative. Y'all should look into that. And especially for my business owners, like for you, Aria, you are into CPR, you're teaching people, you can leverage this because everything that you do, we always like to call it wraparound services. You should always leverage the same people that you're selling to. So you don't have to work hard but smart. You're leveraging, you're stacking your services. So CPR, right? You can also consult for HR, right? You can consult as you're teaching these places how to become CPR certified. I bet you're taking your businesses into this companies, HR supervisors, businesses, right? Because some organizations needs to train their staff on how to know how to do first aid and CPR. So you are already in the space. You're already talking to the right people. So why don't you leverage? Why don't you offer them the same product? So you don't have to look for customers around. You just stack. It's just like McDonald's, right? When you go to McDonald's, you want to buy a sandwich. You might as well just get a drink, right? And get fries. These are stacking. That's what McDonald's do. That's why they call it combo. Because you might as well get sandwich because you don't need those extra fries. What do you need fries for? Because you're already full. You only need the sandwich and a drink. But they sell you guys fries, they combo. If you go to McDonald's, you will say you need a sandwich, it's gonna cost you $5. But the moment you start to say, oh, just give me the combo, you're paying $3 extra. So it's the same thing. You're gonna go into those places, the HR, you're gonna sell them the CPR, then you stock your services and offer them, you know what? I can offer you drug testing, right? I can offer you fingerprint checks. I can offer you background. So you stack all the reasonable services and it becomes a one-stop shop for these people and they buy from you. So guys, if you're new on this platform, I recommend that you check me out because I teach a lot of wraparound services, a lot of things that make sense. We don't also just want to stack because we say we should stack. Always stay within your lane. As a nurse, what should you be stacking? You stack your IV hydration, you stack your weight loss, you stack what else? You stack your blood draw, you stack all those clinical services, right? So anything that would help you make money is what I preach. I like to talk about wraparound services and stacking, right? As an home care industry agent, like if you're already seeing clients in the home care, how do you stack your services? So in your mind, because I also own an home care agency, how do I get clients? That's my first thing for home care. And how do I retain my client? Because you have to know that those people that you're marketing to your home care agencies, they know they have options. They can go to another agency if they don't like you. It's so fast. They be doing that. A lot of home care owners do home care clients do that. So as a home care owner, how can you stack and how can you make sure that you're retaining these people? Is by you offering wraparound services, what the other agencies don't have, right? The other agencies don't have point of care testing because you are in the healthcare space. You're taking care of people, providing care services in the home space, right? In the four corners of the home. Nobody wants to age in the hospital. If you're going to continue to sneeze, go to your room. Nobody wants to age. Everybody wants to age at home, right? So how can you retain or how can you maintain your clients? So you do have to look into point of care testing services whereby you can bring lab to the home because you know these people go to doctors' offices, doctors' appointments, they go to your dialysis, they go to this therapy, this and this, right? How can you offer all of these services and become a one-stop shop? By bringing lab support services, by offering all the other things that the other agency is not offering. So that way you're stacking. So I'm a believer of wraparound services. So while this door is opening or I'm waiting for this one to open, this is already open. And why stacking? You're using the same effort, you're using the same people, and you're pivoting. and you're growing. That's what that means. I teach a lot. I feel like I'm seeing a lot of new viewers. So if you are new, you might as well want to check this page out. I have this group on Facebook that you can join. We have multiple, it's a diverse group. We have individuals there. What's my message for today is why is this why am I live? I was inspired because I saw one of my students, she posted where this new baby was crying and the baby was turning red, crying for no reason, and the mom was like, what is this? Is this really my child? Because like, why is this baby acting weird? And I can promise you a lot of families are like always having that same question. They have the same question. This baby doesn't act like us. This is weird. This is this. And then they have this question, how can I find out? How can I find out? And if you're positioning yourself that way, helping, bridging gaps, bringing solution. If your business is not providing solution, you are not doing something right. For example, everything you sell should be a solution. I don't care what you feel like it is. For example, CPR is giving solution because you should not be hiring people that are not first aid knowledgeable. They need to know what the first aid or what is it, emergency, what to do in a case of emergency. When somebody's passing out, how do you give them breath? How do you do all those things, right? If and they need to be compliant, right? They need to be compliant because everybody that you're staffing needs to have CPR and first aid. So you, Aria, you're already talking to, I bet those people are healthcare system. They are in the healthcare space already. Most likely 80% of your patients are in healthcare because health is what? CPR. So you should be stacking services, right? You should be stacking services. So I hope that helps. Let's see if anyone else have questions. But my topic for today, my goal for today is that you guys are leaving money on the table. You are not offering, you're not the go-to provider in your community. People need your services and you're not wiping your community. You should be wiping your community out. Everybody should know about your business, your flyer, your little guerrilla marketing, like those little yard sign. You should be put out there like DNA near me. Like people will wonder. People wants to know. So you want to not leave any money on the table, especially in 2025. Everybody should right now should have something underneath their belt. What are you doing? How are you making passive income? And like I said, with this, you don't have to quit your job. You can do this on the side. Like today already, and my goal every day is to make $200. Like I just want to make $200 and I'm done. Have you made $200 bucks? Have you made $200 today? Have you? Every day my goal is to always make that. So tomorrow, if I don't have an appointment, what will I do? I'm gonna run ahead. I'm gonna go run ahead because I'm gonna make my money back. That's how I roll. So I hope this has been helpful, guys. Let me know if you need to reach me. You can, head on my website, officialcoacheli.com. Officialcoacheli.com. But as soon as I hang up, you can browse through this YouTube page and you'll find a lot of information. And yes, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys again. It's your girl, Coach E. Bye for now. Bye, Area, for watching. Take care, y'all. Hey, Mom.